scores with Herb Cross, Brent Musburger, and Phyllis George. 6-0 Washington over New York.
Want to cut your fuel bills? Whether your house is new or old, put insulation everywhere. It can save you money. Your attic, you need a 6 to 12-inch blanket of pink Owens Corning fiberglass. Walls, full insulation. Unheated crawl space, insulate below the floor. Live where it's cold, insulate basement walls. See your Owens Corning fiberglass supplier to learn all about insulation. Insulation is cheaper than oil.
Picked up your new Radio Shack catalog yet? It's free at your nearby Radio Shack, and they're going fast. It's almost as if we've taken this whole store and crammed it right into this catalog. Realistic hi-fi systems, tape recorders, antennas, hobby kits, electronic parts, smoke detectors, TV games, and our famous line of realistic CB radios. Get your free copy today, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
The closer you shave, boys.
The closer you shave, boys.
The more you will need.
The more you will need.
Great balls of comfort.
Great balls of comfort.
To do it with ease.
Great balls of comfort.
Oh, just like Noxzema.
Noxzema.
Premium.
Great balls of comfort to you.
The closer you shave, the more you need soothing, medicated Noxzema.
Great balls of comfort to you. Woo!
The battle is on Sunday night. Will Archie get to take his fishing trip, or will Edith win out by keeping him home to chaperone a wedding? Then it's a sexist war on Alice as Mel hires a waiter.
Kenny deserves more money. He's a man.
Find out the winner Sunday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
On November 5th, CBS Sports presents Championship Saturday, leading off at 2:30 p.m. with live coverage of the finals of the Series Championship of Women's Tennis, with Chris Evert heading a strong field. Followed by live coverage of the World Middleweight Championship with number 1 ranked Rodrigo Valdez battling number 2 ranked Benny Briscoe for the title. And live coverage of the Laurel International from Laurel Racetrack in Maryland. That's Championship Saturday, November 5th.
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast. 1, join the number 1 club and reserve a car with Hertz. 2, have your license and credit card ready, because Hertz will be ready for you. Just sign and go. 3, need directions? Ask Hertz. They know the shortest routes. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster.
Go, Juice, go!
Rent a Ford from Hertz.
A superstar in rent-a-car.
Right.
Pabst Blue Ribbon knows that to bring a 5,000-pound African elephant back to the safety of its protected herd is a challenge that's just not for everyone. But we do challenge you to discover a better-tasting beer. Taste and compare Pabst with any other premium beer. You'll taste the difference Blue Ribbon quality makes. Pabst, since 1844, the quality has always come through.
Touch, the first computer TV. Magnavox Touch Tune Color Television. Touch and lock in computer sharp color, computer fast. Touch, no need to fine tune ever. Touch, at the set or by remote control, computer controlled color. Star System Touch Tune Color Television from Magnavox. Touch one today.
This is my team, and this is the new Giants Stadium in the Meadowlands. Hello, I'm Brad Van Pelt. New York's so big that it's hard to even begin to tell you about it. I could start here with a skyline like no other in the world. But let me show you a special part of the New York scene. It's the feeling you get when you're jogging in Central Park, walking up Fifth Avenue, riding the subway, or looking back on the city from the George Washington Bridge. The feeling that here, in what may be the greatest experiment of people living together, there is the greatest need for human friendship. That's why the United Way volunteers are so important. They work for the visiting nurses, Girl Scouts, Salvation Army, and many other agencies funded by the United Way. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut wouldn't be the same without them. On behalf of the volunteers in the Tri-State United Way, we'd like to say, thanks to you, it works. For all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. There's Brad Van Pelt returning. Halftime statistics between the Giants and the Redskins.
Sort of boils down to the way you opened the show with the two kickers. Team that gets inside the 40 might win this one often enough in the second half.
The field goals have been 45 yards and 35 yards by Mark Mosley. And that's the only scoring. It is 6-0. Redskins over the Giants.
You know, McVay said that he just didn't want his offense to lose the game, but I think he has put in enough new plays and all that he really thinks maybe Pisarcik can now win the football game on offense because the defense has played extremely well again today.
There is that stump that Mark Mosley kicks with.
With a leg like that, you should have a bolt in your neck, right?
Is that right? Of course, there's a lot of publicity during the week. The Cowboys are saying he wears an illegal shoe. He kicked a 53-yarder last week against them. But as he was saying to me last week, they keep inspecting my shoe, and they don't find anything wrong with it, and they can't outlaw my leg. Here he comes to kick off. The high kick, and it'll be Bobby Hammond at the 2. Wedge in front. The tackler came from around the corner of the wedge. Mark Murphy. Number 29.
And Hammond did not stay in, so we'll probably go back with Zock and Coder again.
Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The World Motorcycle Jumping Championships. Women's Junior Gymnastic Invitational. And the World's Strongest Men Competition. They'll be pushing wheelbarrows with 750 pounds of sand in them uphill. Zonka goes straight ahead. A flag goes down on the first play of the second half of scrimmage. Harold McClinton made the tackle.
Curtis moved right into the hole that the Giants were trying to run into. The Redskins do that a lot. Makes defense a lot easier. Going to be walked off against the Giants.
Freddie Wyant, the referee, will tell us who the violation was against.
Holding number 61.
Number 61, the holding penalty against offensive center Carl Chandler. So it's 1st and 20 with the ball back at the Giant 14. 1st and 20 is a tough way to start. Curtis jumps inside. It's the reverse to Coder. The Redskins read it well. Harold McClinton, Brad Dusek. The two linebackers chased Coder down.
Mikulocic tried to make a good block on the outside, and Brad Dusek actually threw his fanny in to make the tackle. Those linebackers for the Redskins aren't probably the same without Chris Hanberger, but they're still a pretty good unit.
Mike Curtis has taken Hanberger's place. No indication as to whether or when he'll be able to return to action. Perkins and Robinson come wide left. 2nd and 15 for Joe Pisarcik. Again, the Redskins shift. Pisarcik fires for Perkins. Cutting underneath. Joe Lavender on the coverage.
Tough call down there to throw down the middle against that rubber band defense of the Redskins. There's the big fullback. And they've got him out of the backfield. They didn't keep him in. He's to clear out the area. It's cleared out by Dusek.
Pisarcik is getting all the plays called for him by John McVay and his assistants. It'll be 3rd and 15 now.
He had 6 interceptions coming in, and Joe has to be extremely careful with this throw.
They have an extra defensive back, Eddie Brown, in the game. They blitz Mike Curtis in group, and they had a screen called against it. Dyer and Talbot chase it down. And Brad Dusek, who's really been playing well, helped make the tackle. Jake Scott was also there. The screen pass to Doug Coder got nothing.
Coder's 7th reception, and by the way, he limped off after this. Watch him hide in there. But you can't go with the old 3-count screens anymore. They got to be 1 or 1.5 or 2 and get the guy out there. These people recover too quickly.
Dave Jennings standing back at about the 1-yard line. And Eddie Brown. A high kick. They're trying to kick it away from Brown. He killed him in the first half, and it takes a Redskin bounce. The Redskins will take over in Giant territory at the 48, where it'll be 1st and 10. 31-yard punt by Jennings.
The offense failed to move, and now the Giant defense again has the bad field position to start up in against this team.
The NBA on CBS begins Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Philadelphia 76ers against Portland.
That's where it ended up last year, right? Or this year.
Hiram Talbot has gone to the Redskin locker room. We'll see if we can find out what happened to him. A fake to Thomas. A flag is down. Kilmer is throwing deep for Gerard. For Clarence Herman. I beg your pardon. Clarence Herman gets in for a Redskin touchdown, but there's a flag back at midfield.
They're calling it back, and Brad Van Pelt was in pretty hot pursuit. I thought maybe Van Pelt had grabbed the fullback coming out of the backfield. Look at the young man from Mississippi State.
And there's the indication.
It was Frank Grant coming back in motion.
Clarence Harmon caught the touchdown pass from Kilmer, but they'll bring it all back. Let's watch the blocking on that last play.
Let's look at the pass protection. That's Mendenhall. And Hermeling going after
in motion.
They're doubling up. Hall's doing a good job. Halfback even takes a shot at Mendenhall, and he gets one on Kilmer.
I never touched him. A touchdown pass from Kilmer to Harmon. Call back, and they'll try to do it again. 1st and 15. 13 minutes, 4 seconds left, 3rd period. Redskins lead at 6-0. The pitch back to Thomas. Thomas maybe got a couple. George Martin met him.
How did George Martin recover from strained knee ligaments in about 4 weeks? I don't know. He hurt his knee ligaments in that first game, which he scored a touchdown in. And he came back pretty strong, and the Redskins have really tried him a lot tonight. They've been running to the right side often.
Thomas has carried 10 times, picked up 33 yards. Looked like that play might get more than it did when it began. Only 2. It'll be 2nd and 13. That's what Kilmer did in the first half. No blitz. Danny Buggs. He took the same kind of shot that Charlie Taylor did. This time by Billy Bryant, but Buggs hung on long enough to get the first down, a 14-yard pickup.
I don't know if we've ever complimented Billy Kilmer on his throw before, but he's under a lot of heat right now. Watch this. He stays right over the top with it and really threw a super pass. The hookup man.
First down yardage, a 14-yard pass completion from Kilmer to Buggs. Grant right, Buggs left this time. Straight ahead is Thomas, 4-0. George Martin and Troy Archer met him right at the line of scrimmage and knocked him back.
It's really the first call for number 77. Of all the young defensive linemen in football that the other teams would like to have, I guess Archer has to be tops.
He is a quality player, no question about that.
He said he's tough in dummy scrimmage when they're just working out.
They actually knocked the ball carrier back for a couple of yards, so it'll be 2nd and 12. Ball right at the Giant 40. Redskins lead 6-0. Archer in pursuit of Kilmer. Takes him down.
ESP.
Right.
BK. All right, here it is. Both backs were out of the backfield, which means that Kilmer has to unload it quickly. While he's quick, he's not fast. Archer and company really rough him up on this one.
George Martin back there with him, too, and Kilmer surveying the situation now on 3rd down. Ball back in Redskin territory now. 3rd and about 25.
I think quarterbacks try to forget the last play, don't they? I mean, just like it didn't happen. It's like the bad stroke you just took with a golf club.
I think you gotta put all that stuff out of your mind. It's put it up enough anyway. And Gilmer goes back again. Outside. Again, it's Herman. Bill Bryant made the tackle. Out of the backfield, the rookie from Mississippi State made the reception, but not nearly enough for a first down. And Mike Bragg will have a chance again to try to kick it out of bounds inside the 20. Dennis Johnson. Redskin defense has played well, so has he. That's Bobby Hammond back deep for the Giants. Back there with him is Jim Steinke. Correction, it's not Steinke, it's Gordon Bell back there. Aiming for the sidelines again is Mike Bragg, and he does it again. At the 3-yard line. 40-yard kick, the 21st time this season already that Bragg has kicked out of bounds inside the 20. They said it was a lost art, but it's not lost from Mike Bragg.
Excuse me, do they serve clams here?
No, and they don't serve turkeys either.
Pardon, monsieur. It's your clothes. You'd look better in Hagar slacks. Or a Hagar sport coat and slacks. Even a Hagar vested suit. A variety of outfits at prices that are easy to swallow. Voilà, monsieur. Table for one?
Make that a table for two.
Hagar, because looking good makes you feel good.
Introducing the Ford in your future. The new Ford Fairmont Wagon. A new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont wagon has excellent mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of most large wagons, and with the seat down can swallow up all this cargo. Yet for all this, the new Fairmont wagon as shown is actually sticker price less than this little VW Rabbit. Test drive Fairmont, the newest better idea from the Wagon Master.
Dave Butts is a defensive tackle. Look at this kick by Mike Bragg moments ago.
That's incredible. Even used the natural grass, didn't he, just to kick it right by.
Ball out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and that's where the Sarchik and group take it over. 1st and 10. Gonna throw. Ed Marshall. Marshall in a foot race.
Lavender
caught him. At the 18-yard line, he finally went down.
No flags on the field, and McVay's one problem, he said, on offense is that they have not had the big play. But watch this call, and if you think Pisarcik couldn't roll 1,000 on the hard 8, you're wrong.
82 yards.
A great throw, and only superior speed, and I'm not sure that's true. The ball might weigh a lot when you're being chased by Lavender. It's an incredible effort, and what an offensive play for the Giants.
Another angle. They put the ball at the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Giants.
He stood his ground. He's really setting up much better than he did 2 or 3 weeks ago. Pisarcik goes for the bomb. I tell you, that's a foot race. It's a great defensive play, not taken away from the throw and catch.
Redskins are really hurting. We mentioned a minute ago that Dyron Talbert is out of the game, and Dave Butts has taken his place at defensive tackle. Dennis Johnson was hurt on that last play, and his place has been taken by Carl Lorch. Jake Scott was also hurt on the last play, and Eddie Brown has taken his place.
And Butts, who went in to replace somebody, has a bad back after having a bad leg for about 3 weeks.
Charlie Taylor was injured in the first half, and he's out. Looks like one of the officials might have hurt a hamstring, too.
They stretch out on those long pass plays. They have to make the move all the way to the other end. That's Leo Miles.
Right. Now here comes Dyron Talbert back. He had gone to the locker room, and Butts will come out. Butts had 2 bad ankles. No, he'll stay now. Brundage will come out.
Our game is closed. Guess what? Philadelphia 7, Dallas 6. starting the third period. That's a tough half of defense the Eagles have played.
Here comes Brundage out now. 3-3 between the Bears and the Falcons.
Nickemeyer kicked a 32-yarder for the Falcons.
All right, after an 82-yard pass completion from Pisarcik to Marshall, it's 1st and 10 Giants at the Redskin 15. Washington leads 3-0. A pitch back to Bobby Hammond. Hammond tried to get around the corner, and Houston flings him out of bounds.
Good offensive play, Pisarcik, with actually a belly play. It's the option now. A full spinner and rides it a while. Watch this, a counter step by Hammond. Now he's got Zonka taking the inside man and peeling it off, and here's the option play back. Giants showing some new wrinkles.
Leo Miles, the head linesman, is headed for the officials' locker room.
How do you feel? How do you feel, all right?
Here's the same play again by the Giants. Dave Butts, nothing doing at the 14. Brundage comes back in now.
That big Carl Lorch, number 71, that went in for Dennis Johnson, is an extremely fine young football player. Here comes Butts out. He did his job for a couple of 3 plays.
Butts is huge.
They said his ankle bothered him so much that his back actually got stoved up from walking funny on it.
Cardinals got their offense rolling. 3rd and 9 situation. Pisarcik will have to throw. For Robinson. Can't get him. Brad Dusek. And we'll see Danilo. Redskins have 2 field goals. The Giants have attempted 1. And Danilo was wide left on that one. John McVay discouraged because they don't get more. After an 82-yard pass completion from Pisarcik to Marshall.
We got to keep in mind that Joe Lavender sealed off the Cardinals here a few weeks ago with an interception, and that play where he caught the receiver from behind might well be what this game turns on.
You don't get many 82-yard pass completions that don't score, do you? Danilo kicks it into the pack. It's blocked. Giants pick it up, but it was 4th down. It'll be Redskin football. Bill Brundage put the big hand up, but it was a low kick.
And did you notice how the Redskins alertly did not try to touch the football because they couldn't lose the ball unless they picked it up and fumbled it back. There it is.
Sit tight, Pop. I'll pump myself. Let me tell you something, gang. Any gas will get you where you want to go. But it ought to be in there cleaning your carburetor, too. Now, you want to make sure you're getting the job done, use new STP gas treatment. You just pump in a can with every tank load of gas, and it goes to work cleaning like a bandit. Clean that carburetor. Get a hold of this, and do it yourself. Keep the change, partner.
You don't have to lose sleep worrying about that drive to work tomorrow. Not when you've got Firestone Snowbiters going with you. To dig you out and pull you through, they've got 2 sets of deep biting teeth. And in between, traction bars for quiet running and long mileage. In radials, bias, or retreads, they'll put teeth in your winter driving. Firestone Town and Country Snowbiters. Pleasant dreams.
This Monday night, an encore presentation of Bing Crosby's 50th anniversary special. Join us at 9:30, 8:30 Central and Mountain.
There's the kick by Danilo again. It was low. It looked like he might have hooked it left anyway.
Brundage, I believe.
The Redskins take it over at their own 20, and Kilmer again sprints out and throws. Danny Buggs had it, and Danny Buggs really took a shot again from Bryant, but gets up this time.
Billy's been a little high all afternoon. Now, he might have thought after the Dallas game I didn't throw some balls, and he might have really worked on pumping it high. He almost got number 88 stretched that time.
A little bit disgusted with himself right now.
Bradshaw, 49-yard pass to Stallworth, and it's Pittsburgh on top of Houston. They've really improved the scenery around Washington, haven't they?
Yeah.
What if they light them up at night?
2nd and 10 situation. Kilmer gives this time straight ahead. And again, the Giants shut off the run. Brian Kelly and John Mendenhall made the tackle. Clarence Harmon.
On the line of scrimmage, the Giants have really played tough, nasty football. That group you're looking at right there, they have hit hard and long. They've been out there a lot.
They put in 2 extra defensive backs now. Beasley Reese and Larry Mallory. And out go 2 linebackers. Quick throw to Buggs, can't hang on. Flag is down. They're going to call pass interference against... Not me, says Bryant. And they're going to call him for holding.
You want me to comment on this?
Yes, sir. Especially since we don't have a head linesman.
That's right. The official's a long way out of contact with it. Watch the call being made. Now, there may have been a scrap at the moment of truth. I'll tell you, the defensive player is allowed to do that.
Here's the call from Freddie Wyan.
Number 21, first down.
Called on Bryant. Automatic first down, of course, for the Redskins. They lead 6-0 with 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter.
One time that happened to me, and I ate the flag, and I said, show me the flag. Didn't work.
That was before they put weights in it. Bill Kilmer, the quarterback, gives to Mike Thomas, and again they shut off the run. John Mendenhall again. Only a yard for Thomas. 2 field goals by Mark Mosley have been all there is. One of 35 yards, one of 45 yards. The Giants have tried 2, 1 blocked, 1 missed.
Redskins came in with 33 points scored in the first half in their other 5 games, and they haven't had much but those 2 field goals you mentioned.
There's Kilmer sprinting left and looking for Thomas. And got him. Dropped it. Incomplete.
You know who he was looking for, don't you? Bryant, number 21.
And he was close by.
Very close.
George Allen.
A couple of new signals he put on me today. Went over the right ear with the hair back over there. Slipped it by that side there. Quite a coach.
Quite a record since he's been here. 12 of 24 for Kilmer for 125 yards. And another key third down situation here. 6:40 left to play in the third quarter. 6-0 Redskins. Kilmer straight back this time, no roll. And straight down in the hands of the 2 defensive ends, Jack Gregory and George Martin. The 3rd sack on Kilmer. And with disgust, he gives the ball back to the official.
What a great rush, though, on Kilmer that time, especially by Mendenhall up the middle. He got such a quick jump on it that Archer, Gregory, and Martin all arrived there at the same time. Billy just had the center really pushed right back in his face.
Mike Bragg standing back at his own 3-yard line. And deep for the Giants, Gordon Bell and Bobby Hammond. Not much of a kick. At midfield, Hammond whirls around the corner and slips down. A 3-yard return. A 32-yard kick by Mike Bragg. He didn't catch it. So we have 6 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third quarter at Robert F. Kennedy Stadium. 6-0. Redskins over the Giants.
Ever get the feeling that you wanted to cut out?
Go home, Mustang.
Mustang.
Let a Mustang take you away.
This is a great time to go Mustang because this year Mustang 2 is base sticker price less than last year.
Mustang.
The 78 Ford Mustang 2 Ghia. What are you waiting for?
Go Mustang.
So cut out. Go Mustang. A better idea from Ford.
Polaroid's One Step is the simplest camera in the world. You don't have to focus or anything.
I thought this was the simplest camera.
This is.
I just snap the shutter and I've got the picture.
Where?
Well, I have to get it developed.
And I just press this button. A motor hands me the picture, and I see it in minutes.
It's pretty, but mine's just as simple up to when the picture comes out.
What kind of logic is that?
Mine?
Doesn't make any sense.
You mean you don't understand it?
Get the one step.
Redskins have the football in Giant ball in Redskin territory. At the 47, 1st and 10, and Bobby Hammond gets the call. Harold McClinton, the middle linebacker, helped out by Mike Curtis. 6-0. 2-yard pickup by Hammond. Green Bay 13, Tampa Bay nothing.
Giant theory, though, about new plays and all is the best way to play a veteran team like the Redskins. They got a good chance here to really get back in this game.
Here goes Pisarcik. The throw is to Hammond. Out of bounds in front of the Redskin bench. The flag is down now. Curtis throws the flag back at the official. Flag went down right in front of the Redskin bench. McClinton in the discussion now.
Did he get the face mask? My gosh, if you can't grab somebody around the shoulders and helmet and make a tackle, uh-oh, Hammond is hurt. But this was not an illegal or a dirty shot. Don't think that's what Mike Curtis just said.
There's the walk-off against the Redskins. It'll go down to their 24-yard line.
Personal foul, number 32, first down.
Personal foul on Mike Curtis. Watch it from the end zone.
Pisarcik now setting up and throwing into the left flat. You be the judge now.
There's Hammond's catch. He's still in bounds. Well, at the 24, Pisarcik again drops and fires for Robinson, cutting across the middle. Gerard Williams was tangled up with him. Robinson said he should be given an interference call, but I don't think so.
Butts put a lot of heat on Pisarcik that time, and thank heaven Robinson didn't get a hand on it. He really had mustards and onions on that one, didn't he?
Mike Curtis, still with a scowl on his face about that call that was made just a minute ago.
You know what Butkus used to say? What do you want me to do, kiss him?
Out of sync is that play. Pisarcik throws again down the middle. His tight end Al Dixon made the reception. But a flag is down. Dixon might have jumped offside. The head linesman, Leo Miles, number 35, is really gimping around. He might have pulled a hamstring.
I wonder if Danilo is getting warm.
84.
Was Al Dixon.
How would you like the job of trying to call this kind of a game? Now you're an official short. It's not easy.
Brig Owens into the Redskins secondary. Leo Miles is back out, but he's really having a lot of trouble getting around. He's the head linesman. Pisarcik looking. Dusek faked the blitz. Pisarcik's going to run. And down inside the 20 to the 16 is Joe Pisarcik, stopped by Eddie Brown.
Almost looked like Joe wanted to do that from the time we went back and set up. He saw the rush coming from the outside, which made passing not only dangerous, but perhaps ridiculous. He put it away very early, and he's a big guy that is really not afraid to play Dallas or Washington.
A 12-yard pickup by Pisarcik makes it 3rd down now and 3 to go. The ball to Redskins 17. Washington leads 6-0. Coder. They've got the first down. He may have it all. Touchdown, Doug Coder. 17 yards. A touchdown run by Doug Coder behind fine blocking, particularly by Zonka.
Zonka got the big block, Pat. You couldn't have said it better. Watch Coder now. Zonka's already gone left of your screen. He buried Curtis, the linebacker. Lavender got caught inside a little bit. Standing.
It's 6-all now. It's Joe Danello will try for the extra point. Mallory holds, and Danello connects. Giants lead 7-6. So we have 4.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. 7-6 Giants.
We'd like to tell you the cold, hard facts about another kind of motor oil. An oil that will give the average car up to 10 extra miles per tank full of gas. A synthetic engine lubricant that can also help a properly maintained car get started at 35 below zero. Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas and turns over at 35 below.
Schlitz Light. Schlitz Light beer has a third fewer calories than our other fine beer, and all the taste beer drinkers expect from Schlitz.
Why does he drink that?
It is his beer. It's the only light beer with gusto.
Schlitz Light.
Beer drinkers know it took Schlitz to bring the taste to light.
John McVay has just seen his team go ahead 7-6 with that scoring drive, and Joe Danello kicks off. A knuckler. Picked up. You take it. I believe it was Jerry Smith who finally wound up, and a Redskin goes down. A flag also goes down. Number 66, Ted Frisch.
Ended up with the football?
He's the guy who's down. Jerry Smith ended up with the football.
Well, Lorch picked it up, and you know when the wedge people pick up the kickoff, they're supposed to give it to a back, but the fellow right behind him
didn't want it.
What are you giving it to me for?
Al Dixon, I believe, is the guy who committed the violation. Ted Frisch is still down now. He's rolling around a little bit.
Official made a temporary ruling that the Giants had illegally covered the kick for some reason. Maybe they were... Looks like they might be debating this.
Eddie Brown still pointing to something.
Freddie Wyatt and company are sort of have a symposium to the left of the injured player. There he's on his feet.
Frisch. Ted Frisch. And the ball is all the way up now to the 48-yard line. That'll be the line of scrimmage. And here's Freddie Wyatt again.
Offsides on the kickoff decline. Personal foul after receiving the ball. New York accepted. First down.
You understand that?
Not in the slightest.
Redskins have the football. Their offensive unit on the field now at their own 48-yard line. See if we can pick up what the violation was. Forearm to the mouth of Ted Frisch by Al Dixon. That was the violation. That was what was called. Here's Kilmer. Going to throw if he has time, and he does. And down go the pass receivers. Frank Grant was hit. Now here's a spot where interference should be called.
I think Stanky expected the flag to fall and looked around and didn't get anything. Grant was really drilled and knocked from underneath any possible chance of catching the football.
Watch this.
Maybe somebody did eat the flag. First play after getting a good penalty, Kilmer comes across, throws an errant pass, but underneath this, and you may not be able to see it from this angle, Grant is being drilled and knocked completely down. That was to the far side.
As Danny Buggs that crossed into your picture, you couldn't see Grant, but he was knocked down long before the ball ever got there. So it's second down, and Kilmer sprints out. Looks to Thomas. Got Thomas. And Thomas into Giant territory to about the 42. Harry Carson made the tackle.
And the big Giant rush actually caused this. Mendenhall and Archer just stormed right up the middle, and Kilmer didn't have a pocket.
New York Jets 27, Oakland 14 in the fourth quarter at Shea Stadium.
Is Walt Michaels going to be mayor of New York?
At least of Queens.
It's a great effort. They're doing a heck of a job.
3 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Giants lead the Redskins 7-6. Jerry Smith is in. Danny Buggs is out. Kilmer just barely got the ball to Thomas. Thomas got the first down. Fumble. At the 35, the Giants recover. Thomas again carrying the ball under that left arm.
And Kilmer really had to reach for him.
There are some Giant fans here.
Here's the handoff that Pat just told you about. Had to really reach to get it there in time. And Kilmer was tripped up as he watched. Again, that ball was being carried very loosely in the left arm. It was gone.
Ray Rhodes made the recovery. Harry Carson caused it. It'll be first down Giants at the 35. Here's Gordon Bell swinging into the Redskin secondary for about an 8-yard pickup outside the 40. Harold McClinton came over from the middle linebacker spot to make the tackle.
Big block by Shirk that time, the tight end on that play. Here comes Dixon back in.
New Orleans has gotten their offense on track now. They've come back.
Muncie scored, then Bobby Scott hit Thaxton with a 25-yarder.
2nd and 2. 3 minutes left, third quarter now. Houston sneaks up close to the line of scrimmage. Zonka goes straight ahead and powers his way for a first down. Dyer and Talbot. The rest of the defensive line made the tackle, but Zonka open. Still trails the Jets 27-21. The Raiders just scored, sorry.
That's all right. Stabler hit Fred Biletnikoff. I was making sure we didn't have maybe a bad score up there.
First down, Giants. Ball at their own 47. Sunk again. This time it's Dennis Johnson who wraps around Zonka's legs and gets him down. About 2 he got.
I wish everybody could appreciate this shot, because down on the football field, right where you are now, is really sort of scary. You feel isolated if you're out there for the first time, even with 50-some-odd thousand standing around yelling.
You also see that Jake Scott is out and Eddie Brown is the free safety for the Redskins. Here's Pisarcik dropping to throw, and does throw. Johnny Perkins, incomplete. Couldn't hang on. Joe Lavender on the coverage.
And they're trying to beat the Redskins where it's dangerous. Joe's throwing down the middle. That was a heck of an effort. Philadelphia still leads Dallas 7-6, and they're going into the fourth period. But maybe they got a 2-foot snowstorm in Philadelphia.
The Eagles must have played great defense, huh?
Must.
Zonka goes out. Coder and Bell are the running backs now, and Pisarcik wants a timeout. He's confused about something, and he wants to discuss it with John McVay.
A very bright call right now with 3rd and real long.
CBS Sports Championship Saturday. That's November the 5th. Featuring the Series Championship of Women's Tennis. Martina Navratilova and group in that one. The World Middleweight Boxing Championship between Rodrigo Valdez and Benny Briscoe.
Neither one of them back off.
And the Laurel International. That's just part of a Super Day. CBS Sports Saturday, November the 5th. Pisarcik is 9 of 17 for 133 yards. Talking things over on the sideline.
It's pretty cool, though, isn't it?
Yes, he is.
Imagine throwing from your own end zone when you've got that horrible field position and making a turn for 80-some-odd yards.
It was Ed Marshall who caught the pass from Pisarcik and went those 82 yards. And it was Ed Marshall in the first game of the upset win over the Redskins up at Giant Stadium that caught a pass that Kenny Houston had deflected and set up the game-winning field goal by Joe Danilo. 7-6, the Giants over Washington right now.
He's thinking.
At midfield, it's 3rd and 7. Sarchik does not get it to Robinson.
Dole might have gotten one of his meaty hands on it. Deflected it.
Sarchik a little bit disgusted with what happened. After a couple of first downs, the drive ran out of gas.
Inside twist and maneuver by the Redskins. They haven't gotten to Joe very much.
Dave Jennings standing back at his own 35. The Redskins do not block it. They're trying to set up a return, and it's a high kick that Eddie Brown will watch. And it dies at the 2. They might bring it back out to the 3, but a fine kick by Jennings. Bounce right straight up, 47 yards on the punt from Jennings. And the Redskins will start deep in their own territory with 1 minute and 25 seconds left to play in this quarter.
Johnny Perkins got down under that and stopped it on the 2.5 or 3 yard line.
Jennings really elated about that development. Accepting congratulations from the guys on the sideline. At the 3 yard line is where it went dead. And here is Bill Kilmer with Mike Thomas and Harmon, the running backs behind him. Bugs and Grant, the wide receivers. I guess Sarchik can throw from there, so can he. It's Gene Fugit struggling for a first down in the arms of Brad Van Pelt and Ray Rhodes, and he might have it.
See what kind of pressure that Mendenhall puts on right in the middle of your screen. Archer's top center moving over on the little semi-roll left. Kilmer throws a short one. Fugit is just tall enough to get over it, isn't he? 6'4".
Fugit got the first down. The Redskins get some breathing room. Ball out at the 14-yard line, an 11-yard pass play from Kilmer to Fugit. Gets him, and he'll throw again. Intended for Fugit again. Brad Van Pelt right with him this time. Perhaps thought he should have intercepted that.
Mendenhall came right in on Kilmer. Now watch this. 64 has been playing like this since he came in the league. He just forces everything back. Hermeline's inside of there. In fact, Martin almost got some of that on the outside.
Van Pelt was right with Fugit, so it's second down. No gain. .41 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Giants lead the Redskins 7-6. Inside handoff to Thomas. And he is really knocked down by Jack Gregory. Whacked. Some hit here.
It's one way to take care of the speed at that sudden stop. Watch this. Watch 81. You may not even be able to see that happen so fast.
Larry Mallory comes trotting in. Then out goes middle linebacker Harry Carson.
If you've got a key offensive call for the Redskins, this is it.
They're taking a long time to make it. They'll let the quarter run out. And now with 2 seconds to go in the quarter number 3, the Redskins have to take a timeout. And Kilmer comes over to the sideline.
We may have to put him in a golf cart to get him back. That took Billy a long time to make it. He goes right to Austin, doesn't he?
Austin and Allen. Austin in the white shirt is back to you.
Joe Walton's upstairs talking to him on the phone.
Bill, of course, played with the Giants. Was the head coach here at one time. Head coach of the Steelers at one time.
But in the final analysis, it's number 14 that goes back and makes the play either work or be responsible for it.
A little altercation going on in the stands down below us.
Best way to stop a fight in the stands is to put a uniform on them.
All right, Kilmer's back now. Redskin fans are among the most enthusiastic you'll find anywhere. Third down and 10. On their own 14, 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kilmer throws to Thomas. Thomas tries to get around to the outside. He gets up to about the 19 where Beasley Reese He does not get enough yardage for a first down. Brad Van Pelt also in the tackle.
Defense played it perfectly, Pat. They dropped back and helped the deep people and then made sure that if Thomas did get it, it was in front.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Giants 7, Washington 6. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Maria gets mixed up in the most unusual romance since Cupid first drew his arrow in tonight's hilarious episode of On Our Own, here on CBS.
Mike Bragg back deep for the Redskins as we start the fourth quarter with the Giants leading 7-6. Jimmy Robinson and Gordon Bell deep for the Giants. Bragg catches a pretty good one this time. Robinson fields it back at the 36 and tries to get to the outside. Gets away from one, gets away from two, and Robinson's got something going. Jimmy Robinson up the sideline. He cuts back. Robinson finally corralled by Larry Jones. That's one heck of a run.
And no flags down. And he flips it back over his shoulder. He's checking for flags. Watch this. At least 2 or 3 missed tackles. Big effort and a good wall set up by the Giants. Larry Jones, the fastest man on the Redskins team, and I guess that's what it took.
There comes Jones. What a fine return of 45 yards by Jimmy Robinson. And the Giants have a first down at the Redskin 15. Doug Coter. Larry Zonka, the running backs. You saw that Dallas-Philadelphia score. I'll tell you how it happened in a second. Coter struggles down to about the 11. Kenny Houston. What happened in the Dallas-Philadelphia game?
Charlie Waters blocked a punt by Spike Jones. And they put it in the end zone, and Dallas 13, Philadelphia 7 with 13:48 left.
Charlie Waters has become quite a football player.
Dallas just has so darn many ways they can beat you.
Jimmy Robinson checks back in, and Marshall goes out. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard pickup by Doug Coter. The ball is at the Redskin 12. 14 minutes left to play. Giants already lead by 1. Coter again gets the call, and Dennis Johnson had him. He got away. Coter cuts back to about the 11-yard line and did well to get there.
Tell you one thing, the Giants are testing that Redskin defense just about every way you can.
Gerard Williams made the tackle.
Play starts out going to the left. You're right. Now watch what happens. Coter just swings Johnson around. And I'll tell you something. This will disturb a defense like gangbusters. Suddenly the guy's loose where you didn't think he even was.
Did you see Pisarcik come back and block on Harold McClinton? 3rd and 6. Joe will throw. Outside reception by Perkins. Joe Lavender on the coverage.
Good out.
The number 2 draft choice in the last draft. Close to a first down. It looks like he's about a yard short, maybe not quite that much.
Pisarcik doesn't have a tremendously quick release. But I'll tell you one thing, he's thrown the short out better today than we've seen him. It looks to me like he's coming fast.
They're going to go for it. Danilo has not come in, and McVay's choice is to go for it. Both Gary Shirk and Al Dixon are in. Willie Spencer's in the backfield with Zonka now. They're not going for the field goal. Spencer does not get it yet. Willie Spencer is hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get it. Harold McClinton made the first contact.
McDowell might have stuck his form in there, too. Very tight blocking because the defense is so tight. Watch the wedge.
Redskins take over.
Picked up your new Radio Shack catalog yet? It's free at your nearby Radio Shack, and they're going fast. It's almost as if we've taken this whole store and crammed it right into the schedule. Real realistic hi-fi systems, tape recorders, antennas, hobby kits, electronic parts, smoke detectors, TV games, and our famous line of realistic CB radios. Get your free copy today, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
In stage 1 of my life, I couldn't stand dull wheels. I'm the same in stage 2 with my new 78 Ford LTD2, the trimmer, sportier LTD at a trimmer price, the LTD of mid-size cars. If you're a sporty guy who appreciates the finer things in life, welcome to stage 2.
Isn't it you in that LTD2? You'll never know till you try.
Welcome to LTD2.
A better idea from Ford.
What's the matter with the love machine?
I think I met Mr. Right.
Watch the love machine get turned on our own.
Fabulous.
The Redskins have the football after they held the Giants on 4th and very short. Ball's at the 7-yard line, and Kilmer gives back to Thomas. Thomas gets out to about the 9 or 10. Harry Carson made the tackle with help from George Martin.
Patrick, would you have taken 3 down there?
I got to believe I would have.
It's easy for us to use the old hindsight. Pittsburgh, 13 to 10 now.
If you make it 10-6, then obviously the Redskins have got to have a touchdown to beat you.
12 and a half minutes left, and Redskins can use that.
Kilmer, as he has been all day, still the quarterback. And Kilmer fires for Buggs. Can't hang on, and now flag goes down. Stanky really upset with the officials. Bill Bryant, the violation is called against him, I'm sure.
Well, if you're coaching the secondary, and you can talk to John Simak or anybody, if you get a chance to make contact when the player is trying to put the ball away, you're supposed to be allowed to run right through the numbers.
Number 21, first down.
You be the judge again.
Bryant is number 21.
A lot of contact, but the ball was settling in. You can't wait for it, you know. Your mom can't bail you out if they catch the ball on you.
12:21 left on the scoreboard clock. Giants lead by 1, 7-6. Kilmer's going to throw if he has time. Tripped up by Archer. 4th sack by the Giants on Kilmer.
Kilmer looked around like, who was that masked man? He had no idea that Archer would catch him. He's already caught him once before.
Oakland.
Kenny Stabler, huh? 24-yard pass to Mike Ciani.
He never saw Archer.
Fake to Thomas. Billy is not a magician back there. He's not like Whistling Ray with the Dallas Cowboys. That Archer, he has some kind of an effort.
4th sack of the day. Make it 2nd and 15 on that 5-yard loss. Ball back at the 20 now. The Redskins have it. He gives to Thomas. And Thomas spins away from a couple. He got away from the arm of George Martin. Archer made the tackle.
Check on some rushing yardage and see how the Redskins are doing.
Browns have taken the lead over Buffalo now. 20-16. That's in the 4th quarter now, I believe.
Keith Moody ran a punt back, 91 yards.
3rd down now. Thomas has carried 16 times, gained only 44 yards. 3rd and 11. Kilmer's got to throw. And does. Over the head of Frank Grant. Bill Bryant on the coverage, but Kilmer couldn't get the ball to him. A lot of boos coming out of the Redskin fans now for Kilmer to listen to.
15 of 30 for 150 yards and no touchdowns.
The Redskins have 2 field goals from Mosley. The Giants have a 17-yard touchdown run by Doug Coder. The extra point by Danilo, and that's all. Mike Bragg deep for Washington. Robinson and Bell deep for the Giants. Fine kick by Bragg. It's going to be Bell this time. Chases him back to the 28 where he drops it. And wisely, Bell just falls on the ball. The Redskins led by Dallas Hickman, were right there. 48-yard kick by Mike Bragg.
Boy, Gordon Bell took a real shot, but he knew riding back with the Giants would have been pretty rough had he fumbled it.
11:02 left to play. The Giants lead by 1.
Cicely Tyson for Color Track by RCA.
My rose is red, my skin is dark brown, and my dress is bright orange. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Sir, what's the hurry? Going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk. Walk? Call toll-free and let our Wizard system do the running. Just show a major credit card, license, sign, and get the car. I don't have to run through airports? Not with Avis. I can walk through airports.
We try harder, Avis. Avis, we don't know another way.
I'm walking through airports.
Giant football at their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10. With Tom Brookshire, this is Pat Summerall at RFK Stadium in Washington. Pisarcik gives to Zonka. Zonka struggles for a few. Dennis Johnson right with him. And he made the tackle.
Misdirection with the big fullback going off the left side. Denver 17, Cincinnati 13. Chris Barr, a 24-yard field goal. Red Miller's done some kind of a job with the Broncos.
He sure has. One of 3 unbeaten teams going into the day. The others being Baltimore and Dallas. 2nd and 9. The ball now at the 33. Joe Pisarcik is going to throw a run or something. And he's chased out of bounds by Brad Dusek. Pisarcik, I think, just blew that play.
He's lucky to just run into the cheerleaders. It's going to be decided on that line of scrimmage. We're following the quarterback back, but the fellows really down in the pit down there, the Redskins, they've got to be handled on the line of scrimmage. They're going to steal the football and try to give Kilmer one more shot. There's just over 10 minutes left.
3rd and long yardage. Pisarcik lost about a half yard on the last play. 3rd and 10. Speed receivers are in. The Redskins have an extra defensive back. Straight ahead is Doug Coter. Ron McDowell led the tacklers. And the Giants will have to punt.
And Jennings better have that leg warmed up. They may try to block it. Let's look at the line of scrimmage. There are no super endorsements in there. Those are just people that play this kind of football every darn play, and I don't know how they do it.
McDowell, number 79, falling over the top. Jennings deep for the Giants to punt. 4th and 9. Eddie Brown back by himself, standing at his own 30. They're going to try to set up a return. High kick. Brown has to let it bounce, so there'll be no return of this one. It'll go dead about the 23, where the Redskins and Kilmer will take it over. 44-yard kick by Jennings. No return. 9.5 minutes left to play. It's the Giants 7, Washington 6.
Inside this new Firestone radial tire is an improved steel cord with 5 million miles of developmental testing. Where once we used 5 strands, we now use 10 strands of steel. 7 around 2, wrapped by 1. A cord construction so important, Firestone named the tire for it. 7, 2, 1. The new steel-belted radial 721. Now, from Firestone.
Who is the #1 investment firm in the East? Who is the #1 investment firm in the Midwest? Who is the #1 investment firm in the South? Who is the #1 investment firm in the West? You know who. Merrill Lynch. All around America, more investors turn to Merrill Lynch than any other investment firm. Sure, there are lots of investment firms, but there's only one Merrill Lynch.
Redskin first down at their own 23. 9.5 minutes left to play. Kilmer is going to throw again and does down the middle. Caught by Fugit. Fine catch.
Incredible.
Stopped by Clyde Powers. But a first down, Redskins. They're going to bring it back. Penalty flag.
He's been throwing high all day, Pat. This time he throws that wiggler a little bit low.
He's like Sparky Lyle. That screwball. They're going to bring the whole thing back. Back to the 13-yard line.
Holding number 64.
64 on the Washington offense is Ron Saul.
Against Troy Archer. Efren Herrera kicked an 18-yard field goal, and it's Cowboys 16-7 with 7:11 left in the fourth period.
Still a first down for Washington. But the ball back now at the 13-yard line with 9 minutes, 22 seconds left to play, and Kilmer goes straight back. Fugit caught it. Another fine catch by Gene Fugit. He was chased all the way across the field by Brad Van Pelt. But a heck of an effort by the tight end.
Clyde Powers gets a good shot at Fugit, too. Kilmer under a little bit of pressure. Giants are coming. That is a great football play.
25-yard gain, a Redskin first down. Watch Mendenhall's rush.
That whole Giant line has been very active and aggressive. Hermling just staying in front of it. Manages to do the job.
Ball out to Redskin 36 now. Kilmer gives back to Mike Thomas. Thomas tries to cut back, but was not very successful as Harry Carson cut him off.
The Redskins are thinking anything inside the 40-yard line with Mosley. And the Giants are just thinking, we played such good defense today, we don't want to blow it now.
Giants have beaten the Redskins 2 in a row, but they haven't won here since 1970.
1970.
Kilmer drops. Mendenhall knocks the ball loose. Brian Kelly trying to pick it up. Did get possession. Van Pelt trying to break away, and the ball is going to be down. There's a flag down back at the 20-yard line, but I think the Giants are going to have the football. There's Van Pelt. We'll see what the violation is in just a second. Mendenhall hit Kilmer, knocked the ball loose. The Giants wound up with it as Brian Kelly picked it up
and handed it off to Van Pelt.
Here we go.
Illegal forward pass, number 55, first down.
Illegal forward pass by Brian Kelly. His first attempt is called back.
Big pressure time. Giant defense coming. That's Mendenhall. As they stunted, he came all the way from the outside. Now let's see an illegal forward pass by the linebacker. He hands it forward.
First down, Giants. Zonka gets the call, and Zonka leans straight ahead, gets a couple. Stopped by Harold McClinton. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to play now.
With some call. That might have been the first time we've ever called that. An illegal pass from one linebacker to another.
Number 55.
Miami's got it moving now. No problem, it looks like, for the Dolphins.
A good rush by Mendenhall. 2-yard pickup on the last play by Zonka. Ball to Redskin 23. Gordon Bell is the other running back with Zonka now. Redskins again shift that defensive line. Sarchik fires. Robinson, touchdown. 23-yard touchdown pass from Pisarcik to Jimmy Robinson.
And I'll tell you, Gerard Williams didn't even realize the ball was intended for Robinson. Robinson is small at 5'9.5". Watch him now. Good throw and excellent blocking by the Giants. They gave Joe the time. There are two receivers in there, and I believe Robinson just sneaked in and took it. The ball was really thrown, though. Look at everybody looking around.
Joe Danilo in to try for the extra point. The flag is down. The extra point attempt is good. The Giants 14, Redskins 6. 7 minutes, 7 seconds left on the scoreboard clock. Against the Redskins' decline. Extra point is good. So the Giants 14-6 over the Redskins. They could go to 500 if they would win this game, and the Redskins would drop to that figure.
Introducing the Ford in your future, the new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's mileage ratings are the same as a little VW Rapid when both are equipped with automatic transmission. And this Fairmont, as shown, is actually sticker priced less than this Rapid. Yet Fairmont has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars. Fairmont, roomy but with mileage like a small car, and the lowest sticker price in its class. Test drive Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
When do you say Budweiser?
After we find one more mile an hour.
When do you say Budweiser?
Right now, or any time that's right for a cold beer is perfect for the smooth taste of the king of beers, Budweiser.
When you say Budweiser,
Here's to you, gentlemen.
you said it all.
The violation against the Redskins occurred on the extra point. And so now the penalty is assessed, and Danilo will kick off from the 40 instead of the 35. Eddie Brown deep for Washington.
Don't think I ain't scared.
Danilo's high kick goes in his direction. Right at the goal line is Eddie Brown, up close to the wedge.
Good coverage.
Andy Selfridge, number 57, down on the coverage. And the Redskins will take it over. They have a first down at their own 19-yard line. And again, Kilmer comes in to try to get something going.
This crowd's going to get awfully angry if the Redskins don't get a drive. Remember, they need at least 10 points in 6:58.
And remember the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time. Those events on another good day for Sports Bet. First down here, 6:58 left to play for the Redskins, and Kilmer will have to be throwing on almost every down, this time intended for Grant. A lot of pushing going on. Ray Rhodes made the interception, and he's bringing it back. Flag is down.
Frank Grant for offensive interference would be my call.
That's right. Rhodes made the interception, and the Giants will have the football. Kilmer comes to the sideline, and the boos go up.
Rhodes stayed with it.
That's interference
And the
against the
ball that
offense.
Billy Kilmer threw
Declined.
did do a hand
First
job.
down.
Inside out, it's just a fly. Watch Rhodes. He really plays it. Here is the push. There it is.
38-yard return by Rhodes after he got back up with the football. So it's in the ownership of the Giants right now. At the Redskin 23, they already lead 14-6. 6:44 left to play. Gordon Bell, the ball carrier, tried to cut back. Dyron Talbert made the tackle. There's John McVeigh. It'll be a short flight back to New York tonight if this continues.
George Allen hasn't beaten him yet. He'd be 3-0 against George Allen if he could hold on for the next 6.5 minutes.
Robinson comes out. McVeigh continues to shuttle the plays in with his wide receivers now. At times it's a tight end. Perkins wide right. Marshall wide left. Second down. Bell again the ball carrier. Gordon Bell again tries to cut back in, and Harold McClinton cuts him off this time. There's George Allen.
Probably anticipated that Pisarcik and the Giant offense would give them a few opportunities, and that's the one thing Pisarcik has not done. No interceptions and a touchdown pass, and an 11 for 21 day for the young quarterback facing that defense.
Butts comes out, and in what they think is a passing situation, Brundage comes in for Washington. again, it's Bell, and this time he does get some yardage. Gordon Bell cuts back inside again. He's still on his feet. Bell to the 10, inside the 10. First down, Giants. Gerard Williams finally got him down. 14-yard pickup done mostly on his own by Gordon Bell.
And he's been put in there late and is fresh still. He's in the backfield with Zonka. Now, a couple of people get through and sort of go to sleep on this. And I'll tell you, Bell keeps going. Here, a couple of people relax again, and now he comes out running again. And he's still on his feet.
Can't find much wrong with that. Ball at the 10, where it's 1st and 10. Here's Bell again with the carry. This time he will do well if he gets back to the line of scrimmage. There's a flag down on the play. Gerard Williams and Jimmy Robinson pointing at each other. It's going to be against the Redskins. Scoreboard clock has 4 minutes, 41 seconds left to play.
Nobody's been able to come into this stadium and handle the Redskins particularly late in a long time. We saw St. Louis earlier in the year with all the firepower, and late they folded. We've seen Dallas have trouble in here late. The 4th period.
Personal foul, number 45, first down.
Against Gerard Williams. Watch it.
This tells the story. Frustration on the part of... like dropping the glove on somebody's face.
3 slaps to the head by Williams. Officials discussion going on right now. Talking about playing good defense. How about the Falcons?
We're going to see them next week. They got a tough job. They better play good defense.
They play Minnesota next week in Atlanta, and that's where we'll be.
Wonder what's going through Joe Pisarcic's mind other than getting the last few plays done and getting this victory. But he has really come on. Takes a beating better than perhaps Goldstein. Doesn't have all the tools, they say. Yeah, he's big, and he's tough.
1st and goal, the situation. The ball at the 5-yard line. First down. Giants lead 14-6 already. Getting in close for another one. Bell try to go over the top. Gets very little. Knocked back by Ron McDowell. Denver 24, Cincinnati 13. How about the job Craig Morton has done out there?
He had a 90-some-odd yard touchdown pass today.
Things are going so good he's getting married. That's the truth. 2nd down.
Might be one wedding we should go out to.
That's true. It's going to be in Dallas.
Make that a must.
Just over 4 minutes left to play as Willie Spencer burrows straight ahead inside the 5. Harold McClinton. Houston trailing Pittsburgh now 20-10.
Big factor for the Giants is you really don't, you're not taught confidence. The only way you can earn that feeling of being a good football team is to win and to do it right. And it'll do so much for this football team that is basically very young that you're not going to believe it. They'll be able to bend and give a little bit knowing they can come back and beat a good football team. And they're limping, but they're playing hard for this guy.
So it's 3rd down and 4 to go. Gerard Williams late getting on the field, and the Redskins have to take a timeout. And boy, they can't afford to lose those now. They'll only have one left. They got confused on the substitutions and had to use a timeout.
28-27. Close.
Final score that the Jets, it appeared at one time, had them. They were leading 27-14. But the Raiders behind Stabler came back. Touchdown pass to Biletnikoff and a touchdown pass to Mike Siani.
That's class. The good teams don't win them all by 30 points.
Sarchik over for a conversation with McVay. 3.5 minutes left to play in this game.
I have a feeling that Joe might be able to get tabled by the windows at the New York restaurant.
So tonight. Next week's viewing audience that's looking at this one will be able to see one of those two games, either the one we were just talking about, Minnesota against Atlanta, or Philadelphia against Washington. Sarchik can't stop talking long enough to get a drink of water. The guy finally gave up.
He doesn't have the plays written down either. McVay helps him all the time, but he's called a very careful football game.
That's a final score now. The Broncos remain unbeaten. 24-13 over Cincinnati. Coder, Zonka, and Spencer, all running backs, all behind Pisarcik now. On third down, 4 to go. To the goal line. Coder will try to go straight ahead, doesn't get it. And now Pisarcik will walk off, and Joe Danello and group will come in. Mike Curtis on the bottom of that last pile.
Pat, talking about the Redskins, with the situation now on picking up free agents and all, but having to give up high draft choices, George Allen really does not have that great big vat of people he can call upon anymore, does he?
He really doesn't. Plus, they've got a lot of people hurt. Here's Danello with Mallory holding. This one is good. And the Giants move ahead now with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to play. 17-6.
When it's so cold, a radiator can freeze solid, and you're still rolling. That's the mark of Xerex. When it's so hot, a radiator can blow its top, and you're still driving cool. That's the mark of Xerex. When corrosion is eating holes in radiators, and you're still going strong. That's the mark of Xerex. Start fresh now with year-round protection. That's the mark of Xerex.
America, you've been changing.
Coming, going, changing, growing. The things that make up life.
Why is Bank AmeriCard becoming Visa? To keep up with you.
You're traveling, you're moving, you're taking more from life.
Today, you need money that's good around the corner, all across America, and in 117 countries around the world. That's why Bank AmeriCard is becoming Visa, the most widely recognized card in the world. Visa, we're keeping up with you.
17-6, Giants over Washington.
Redskins need 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes.
Line drive to Eddie Brown, handled at 4. Reverse to Danny Buggs. Couple of good blocks. It almost sprung it. Beasley Reese made the tackle. Miami 31-13 over Seattle. Pittsburgh, and this is a final score. Pittsburgh 27, Houston 10.
Bradshaw hurt, but back in that game. By the way, Shirk was the only Giant that wasn't fooled by the handoff and delayed that reverse long enough.
Kilmer is still the quarterback. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left to play. The Giants lead 17-6. And now the rush will be all out. Kilmer fires. Caught again by Fugit. He fumbled. Fugit got it back. Ray Rhodes was the guy who was chasing. John McVay looking on, happier than he looks, I'm sure.
Watch Billy Kilmer yo-yo this. He gets out of trouble by doing that. Gregory had him by the throat. Now he throws it up there. Fugit makes a great catch. But I'll tell you, the Redskins are frustrated. Look what happens after the catch. Just dropped it.
Wound up picking up about 3, and again Kilmer dropped. Frank Grant catches this one. Grant in to the 39, where he's kept down by Jim Steinke. We'll have 2-minute warnings being issued in just a second.
Here's the last play. Remember, though, the Redskins wasted a timeout trying to get their defense on the goal line a few moments ago.
I've got enough to worry about. My roses, my back, weeds. When it comes to my money, I let someone else help me do the worrying. Ben here, my IDS representative. He worries about planning for my future. And that means not just life insurance, but investments and savings, too.
IDS, not just insurance, not just investments, but a financial plan designed especially for you. When it comes to your money, let us help you do the worrying. IDS, we help people manage money.
Son, these figures will get that bank loan.
Let the figures speak to the bankers, Dad. Your breath.
My breath?
Try Scope. It works.
I'll use my mouthwash. There.
You smell medicine.
My mouthwash fights bad breath.
Like antiseptic, Scope gets your breath clean, plus your breath's minty fresh, not medicine-y.
I'll try it. Clean and fresh.
Scope's a great asset.
Scope fights.
Gene Fugit just made this reception on a pass from Kilmer. And here it is.
Again, the Giants playing the prevent, perhaps giving too much ground right now, but figuring it takes 2 touchdowns to lose the game.
Brad Van Pelt led the tacklers on Fugit, and now we come back live. Kilmer on a quick count. Fires over the middle. Clarence Herman made the reception. Brad Van Pelt made the tackle. The Redskins hustle back to the line of scrimmage. The Giants take their time.
Van Pelt has been dynamite as a linebacker today.
Final score, the Packers shut out the Buccaneers, 13-0. Kilmer drops again and throws. In the direction of Calvin Hill, and there's a flag down against Brian Kelly.
Kelly thought he played it like Muriev. He just reached around him and thought he knocked it away. The official off his northeast quarter called it.
That's the amount of time left in this game, 1:17. The scoreboard has the Giants.
Number 55, first down.
17, Washington 6. John McVay on the verge of winning 2 in a row. George Allen, who has never beaten John McVay, looking on.
You know how many times the Giants have played the Redskins? That's a question for you.
Something like 85.
81.
An old series. Kilmer drops, fakes a draw play. Throws in the end zone to Grant, who can't hang on. Bill Bryant with good coverage right on him. Grant had it for a second and lost it.
I bet you if they give 2 or 3 game balls away, that young Bryant, number 21, is going to get one of them. He's come from the other side of the great beyond. Watch this play he makes on Mike Grant. Watch this. And it's a good throw. And Bryant's been banging and knocking that ball away from people all afternoon. It's an incredibly good job.
Defense as it should be played. 1:12 left to play now. That's the final score. Dallas beat Philadelphia. They remain unbeaten. Wasn't easy, though. 16-10. Grant comes in motion, and Bryant comes with him. Down goes Kilmer. Sack number 6 against Billy. George Martin led the rush. John Mendenhall helped out.
Boy, the 64 done a job. George Allen's still calling for it, but he doesn't have the time. You can see that in the box. Only play 11 at a time, George.
Chuck Milton has been the producer of this broadcast, and the picture's the responsibility of Sandy Grossman. And I think you'll agree we've had some good ones.
I wonder if Billy would agree. It's been one of the toughest days he's ever had, I think.
3rd and 20. The Redskins have not scored a touchdown. Clock still running. Kilmer fires, intended for Buggs, and he can't hang on. Danny Buggs, the intended receiver. George Allen looking on in dismay. Can't believe this has happened to his club. Clyde Powers and Ray Rhodes on the coverage of the last one. Buggs couldn't hang on. The Redskins lost Charlie Taylor earlier today. Last week they lost their 2 fullbacks, John Riggins and Bob Brunet. Chris Hanberger has not played. Pat Fisher has not played because of injury. 4th and 20. And perhaps the last Redskin offensive player today. Kilmer firing for the end zone. Buggs can't hang on again. The pass was right there as he came out of the end zone to meet the football. Could not hang on. Bill Bryant was the covering Giant, and that's exactly what he's been all day today.
Boy, hadn't he been banging people? He's had the flag dropped on him, and number 21 has made this coach very, very happy. Mendenhall.
Giants 17, the Redskins 6. 34 seconds left to play. The Redskins down to one timeout. And Pisarcik will just fall down and be covered by his backs. Clock still running. It'll be second down. Giants' record will be 3-3, and so will the Redskins be 3-3. Philadelphia, which lost to Dallas, would be 2-4. The St. Louis-New Orleans game is not over yet. Dallas 6-0.
Not a happy quarterback.
Pete Wysocki with George Allen.
How sweet it is.
Billy Kilmer looking on.
He wears well, though, doesn't he?
He sure does. Back in the studio, the NFL Today will present highlights of all the games we've been telling you about throughout the day. Pisarcik just stepped on the official's toe. So don't forget to stay tuned after this one is over. There's the veteran Lenny Hawes, the offensive center for the Redskins for so many years. But this one is going under the L column with a burgundy and gold. Again, Pisarcik with the same act. And the Redskins start to file off the field. There's a guy who's had a heck of a day, too, number 77, Troy Archer. Fans swarm onto the field. The Redskins head for the locker room. There's another guy who had a heck of a day, John Mendenhall.
Sort of a total team thing, though. The Giants came here to play a football game and never got scattered. And this young man really called a good football game. Joe Pisarcik pulled the trigger on a good game called by the coaches and all.
It is awfully difficult to beat a George Allen coach team twice in the same year. From RFK Stadium, then, this is Pat Summerall saying so long for Tom Brookshaw.
This has to be one of the best days in New York professional football in a long, long time. Washington suffers an upset at the hands of the New York Giants, and let's see how the New York Jets did against Oakland. Here's Mark Van Eegen. He stormed 142 yards with 36 carries, but Richard Todd had the hot hand for the Jets. Jerome Barkham for the touchdown, tied at 7. Stabler going back to perhaps the best tight end in all of football, Dave Casper for the touchdown, 19-26 for Stabler. But still it was Todd. He was up to it. Wesley Walker is going to catch it at the Oakland 45 and go 45 more. 14-13, they miss an extra point. It's going to be very, very big. Oakland up by 1. Jets now at the Oakland 14. Rich Castor gets free for the touchdown. 20-14, Jets back on top. Now it is Todd again. He wants Clark Gaines, his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon. He throws for 392 yards. The defending world champions under pressure, and this is why they're on top. Back now to Freddie Biletnikoff for the touchdown, 27-21. Here's the winning strike. Stabler goes to Mike Ciani for the touchdown, 28-27. The Oakland Raiders pull it out. And let's take you around the league and check in on all the scores. What an afternoon. Dallas, many of you watched this game. They stormed from behind. Good effort by the Eagles. 16-10, the final score. Cowboys still unbeaten. Green Bay and Tampa Bay final now. The Packers score for the first time, and John McKay's going to feel a little heat down there in Tampa Bay. And the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. Do you know that John McVay has won only 6 games as a Giant coach, and half of them against George Allen twice this year? Cleveland Buffalo now, 4th quarter. Greg Pruitt has tossed the halfback option for a touchdown.